Hello and welcome back to Ask Harry, and just like last time, I asked you to ask me some questions across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget, if you want your questions to be answered in future episodes, make sure to follow us on all of those social media. But let's jump right into this. The first question is, what's the worst part about making videos? And for me, actually that's quite an easy question to answer. The worst part about making videos is not being able to watch them back. By making the videos, you spend so much time editing them and so much time watching them yourself, but in an unedited and unfinished way, that it kind of ruins the experience for you. So it's only 6 months after that I can actually watch my own videos back, which is kind of bad and kind of good in a way. It kind of, after those 6 months, it allows me to watch it as one of you, someone who hasn't really been a part of the whole process, and then I can appreciate it. And I often forget what the video is about or forget the topic of the video, so I literally do get to watch it as if I didn't make it in 6 months time. But until I forget, I can't really watch my own videos. Cami K says, what was it that made you get into riding roller coasters? I'm not entirely sure what the kind of catalyst was for why I started riding roller coasters. I've been riding roller coasters since I was a kid. You know, my families would always go to theme parks and I'd always love the theme park rides for as long as I could remember. But what made me an enthusiast, what made me someone who was so interested in theme parks, was watching the construction of several rides at my home park, and that's Alton Towers. As a kid, when I was a bit younger, I watched some of the construction of 13, but I wasn't too into it. But the Smiler was the main catalyst. I would wake up every day, check the forums and see what new stuff had happened to the Smiler and what new things were being built. It was such a fantastic ride to watch be built because of how secretive it was and the theme and how crazy the layout was. So really it was that, but yeah, for as long as I can remember, I've always been into riding roller coasters. Here's an interesting question for you gamers. Lily says, favourite Minecraft minigame? And for me, I'm a big fan of PvP. You know, Minecraft is mainly about building and being creative, but I like to get my bow out and start shooting people. So my favourite Minecraft minigame will probably be Skywars. And for those of you not familiar with Skywars, you all start on this little small island with a big island in the middle. There's 12 of you, and the aim of the game is to kill everyone else. So it's a very fast-paced, very rapid environment, and that's what I like in a game. So yeah, Skywars. Back to roller coaster questions and theme park questions. George B says, what's your favourite coaster model? For me, the vague answer would be a sit-down coaster. I don't know what it is. I mean, other seating positions can be interesting and can be enjoyable, but sit down for me is always reliable, robust in every way. And as an extension to that, my favourite coaster model, some of you probably could have guessed it, it's the Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster, which I believe, and I know some other people believe as well, to be one of the most versatile roller coaster models ever. This thing can have a vertical lift hill, a normal lift hill, a launch, a triple launch. It is incredibly versatile. You can have 2 train cars all the way up to 8 train cars. You can make anything with this coaster, literally anything. And my favourite coaster, Kanon, is made out of that as well. So the sit down just allows you to be the most versatile and do the most things with it. And that's why for me, I just prefer it. Bit of a spicy question, this one. Crackers asks, iPhone or Android? And as you can see with my phone that I'm holding right now, this is a Google Pixel and it runs Android. So I'm an Android fan personally, but I can appreciate both. I can appreciate iPhones, I can appreciate Android phones. You know, everyone has their own thing, and to be honest, Android and iOS as 2 platforms are very, very similar nowadays. So pick the phone that you want based on the things that you need from a phone. Bobby Shedville asks, what is your favourite type of element on a roller coaster? For me, I have several different favourite types of elements. Some people aren't big fans of inversions, whereas I think an inversion can really help a layout. So one of my most favourite elements is actually the dive loop. I think if you're on a train or if you're in a car that's 4 wide, the outside seat on a dive loop is fantastic. I love those. And then naturally, another of my favourite elements is the sustained ejector hill. I'm sure many people appreciate sustained ejector airtime. So for me, those 2 things, those 2 elements, if you could whack them into a layout, that would be perfect. Philip N says, why did you choose the particular shade of blue/green of your channel? The actual answer to that question is, I don't know. I think I came across it just while trying to make a logo and make a color and choose a color. There wasn't any specific reason. I literally just think I looked at it and went, yeah, that's a good color, I like that. But that kind of shade of color is one of my favorites anyway, so that's probably why I picked it. But yeah, it's very strange. And finally, the last question is, Joshua Gaming says, what was your biggest wow moment on the Europe coaster trip? For me, there was two obviously big wow moments. First of all, that was meeting the guys on the trip. So that was Taylor of Coaster Studios, Chad of Ohio Valley Coasters, and Logan and Jeff of Coaster Kids. Meeting those guys for the first time was pretty surreal. It was so cool to hang out with them and spend ages with them. It was awesome. We'd been speaking online for so long, so to finally meet these guys was fantastic. And also an extension to that, once we got to Wallaby Holland, I also met some Dutch friends of mine who I'd also be speaking to online to for years. So we got to hang out there. And again, that was really fantastic to meet those guys. So pretty much one of the big highlights was meeting everyone. And the second big highlight, again, I'm sure many of you can guess, was riding my now favorite roller coaster, the Schwur des Kanon at Hansa Park. Man, people will tell you, the people on the trip will tell you that I was so excited to ride that coaster. I was incredibly hyped for it. We got on it, I got on front row, I rode it, and I was just speechless. It was like, whoa. And then right after that, we did it again. So those were two definite highlights of the trip. Hansa Park's a beautiful park and Cannes is a beautiful ride. And the guys I met on the trip and everyone who came to see us on the trip, thank you for coming out. That really made the trip for both me and everyone else on it as well. But yeah, that's it from the second episode of Ask Harry. There will be more episodes in the future, so as I said, stay tuned on social media, make sure you're following us. If you want to see me answer more of your questions, you can check out episode 1 of Ask Harry on the top right here, or you can check out mine and Zoe's new Q&A over on Zoe's channel at the bottom here. Take your pick, why not even watch both? Anyway, thank you for watching this one, and we'll see you all next time.